day, welcome back to our channel. Today's topic is all about race and ethnicity. We will define race. It is a socially constructed category of people who share biologically transmitted traits that a society defines important. Ethnicity, a shared cultural heritage which typically involves common ancestors, language, and religion. Example: nationality, tribe, religious faith, shared language, shared culture, and shared traditions. What is minorities? Any category of people identified to be physical or cultural traits that a society subjects to disadvantages, can either be racial or ethnic. Lesser number of population in certain place are called minorities. Example of ethnic groups in the Philippines: Cebuano, Tagalog, Hiligaynon, Bicolano, Waray, Kapampangan, Albay, Bicolano, Pangasinan, Malay, Maranao, Maguindanao, Tausug, Minan Chinese, and Nasbatinyo. Religion: Roman Catholic, Muslims, and others. While the Christians also comprises in the Roman Catholic. Patterns of majority-minority interaction. Genocide, systematic killing of one category of people by another. Segregation, the physical and social separation of categories of people. Patterns of majority-minority interactions. Assimilation, pluralism. Assimilation, the process by which the minorities gradually adopt cultural patterns from the dominant majority, while pluralism, a state in which people of all racial and ethnic categories have about the same overall social standing. Prejudice consists of rigid pre-adjustment about some category of people, unfounded generalization about an entire category of people. Types of prejudice. Stereotyping, an exaggerated description applied to every person in some category. Types of prejudice. Racism, the assertion that people of one race are less worthy than or even biologically inferior to others. Institutional racism occurs in workplace, in operation of social institutions, including economy, schools, hospitals, the military, and criminal justice system. Discrimination, unequal treatment of various categories of people. Institutional discrimination as a bias built in the operation of the economy. Example, in Article 3, Section 1, the Bill of Rights: no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of the law, nor shall any person be denied the equal protection of the laws. Anti-Ethnic or Racial Profiling and Discrimination Act of 2011, an act prohibiting profiling as well as discrimination against persons on account of ethnic or racial origin or religious affiliation or belief. Racism to Filipino Muslims. 5% or 4.93 million of the population of Philippines are Muslims. 60% of the Muslim population said they are being discriminated by other Filipinos according to their appearance and religious affair. 20% said they bullied in class. 30% they said were not accepted to jobs because of their religious belief. The last racially tolerant countries. What are these? 40% of individuals surveyed would not want a person of another race as neighbor. India, Jordan, 30 to 39%, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Vietnam, Indonesia, and South Korea. 20 to 39%, France, Turkey, Bulgaria, Algeria, Morocco, Mali, Zambia, Thailand, Malaysia, the Philippines, Bangladesh, and Hong Kong. These are countries with the least racially tolerant countries. The most tolerant countries. 0 to 4%. United States, Canada, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Guatemala, Britain, Sweden, Norway, Latvia, Australia, New Zealand. 5 to 9% tolerant. Chile, Peru, Mexico, Spain, Germany, Belgium, Belarus, Croatia, Japan, Pakistan, South Africa. 10 to 14% tolerant country. Finland, Poland, Ukraine, Italy, Greece, Czech Republic, Slovakia. 15 to 19% tolerant countries are Venezuela, Hungary, Serbia, Romania, Macedonia, Ethiopia, Uganda, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Russia, and China. Theoretical analysis, understanding racial and ethnic inequality, structural functional approach. Explain ethnic and racial inequality in terms of cultural values. The culture of poverty, theory developed by Oscar Lewis, claims that minorities develop a fatalistic cultural outlook that leads to a sense of hopelessness and low self-esteem. Symbolic interaction approach highlights how race often operates as a master status in everyday interaction. W.E.B. Du Bois claimed that U.S. society makes whites standards by which others should be measured, and in doing, devalues any person of color. Social conflict approach highlights how racial and ethnic inequality is built into a structure of society. Marxist theory argues that elites encourage racial and ethnic division as a strategy to weaken the working class. Now we will define what is race. Some people view race as skin color, the Caucasian race or the white race, religion, the Jewish race, nationality, the British race, entire human species, the human race. Sociological definition of race: a category of people who have been singled out as inferior or superior, often on the basis of real or alleged physical characteristics such as skin color, hair texture, eye shape, eye color, or other subjectively selected attributes. Race and biology. A race is a category of people who had been singled out as inferior or superior on the basis of real alleged physical characteristics such as skin colors, hair texture, eye shape, or other attributes. Race has little meaning biologically due to interbreeding in the human population. Only 6% of DNA differences in humans can be attributed to racial differences, and thus many social and cultural scientists have dismissed race as category. Historical conception of race. Monogenism. During 14th to 18th century, racial classification by origin. Polygenism. 18th to 19th century, focus on inheritance of traits, hierarchy of races. Evolutionism, late 19th century races evolved over time, explained in the dominance of Europeans. Race as class culture, 19th century. Race was thought to determine social standing and culture. Race as ethnicity or ethnicity, nations, 19th to 20th century racial mixing blurs, fixed categories, race used as political strategy. Historical conception of race taken from Baron's Cuvier's Natural History, 1890. Race is a social construction. It is generally agreed among sociologists that race is socially constructed based on social realities, norms, and group experiences within society at a particular time, or characteristics of ethnic groups, unique cultural traits, a sense of community, a feeling of ethnocentrism, ascribed membership from birth, tendency to occupy geographic area. Example, the Irish Americans were historically united by a common faith, Catholicism, lived in ethnic enslaved in cities like New York City and Boston, preferred the folkways of Irish over the WASP culture, and remained Irish neighborhoods due to discrimination. The dominant and subordinate groups. A dominant group is one that is advantaged and has superior resources, rights in a society. A subordinate group is one whose members are disadvantaged and subjected to unequal treatment by dominant group and who regard themselves as objects of collective discrimination. Why would sociologists use dominant or subordinate rather than majority or minority? Okay, we have their questions for you. How is race socially constructed in society? What is the difference between prejudice, discrimination? What evidence is there that race relations are improving in the society? Okay, so just use white bond paper, shirt size for your answered paper and submit it or hand it in right in our Google Classroom or send it to my email right here in this Google Classroom. Thank you so much guys, and see you on our next lesson.